This is Vicky with Toby, and today we're going to do mouth conformation and the basics of fitting a proper bit to a horse. Firstly, there are a couple of points we're going to go through. Firstly, the best is always to check the mouth externally, make sure there's no traumas, make sure there's no rubbing of the lips, make sure they haven't done anything in the field or the bit is irritating them in any way. As you can see, Toby doesn't have any trauma whatsoever. The next would be always to check the trauma inside the mouth. Inside the mouth, you're checking pinches of the lips. As you can see, Toby doesn't have any pinches of the lips, and as you can see, he's actually got quite thick lips, which we'll get to later. But the bit can actually rub in the mouth, on the bars of the mouth. As you can see, Toby doesn't have any. There's no rubbing, there's no sores, there's no irritations, all the way through on his gums, on both sides. They can also get ulcers underneath the tongue. I can't really check for that unless I stick my finger right in. Okay. But I can't feel anything. I can't feel any on the side of the mouth where the teeth would be impeding. Same on this side. Nothing, no sores, no irritations, no ulcers. He has had his teeth done 4 months ago and he's due in 2 months. So there's no irritations there. Nothing at all. Upper lip as well. Nothing. But you will see, the horse will react if the bit is irritating them. You will see when the horse is being ridden, the horse will either shake its head, raise its head, and will let you know that the bit is actually hurting them. Next, we're just going to go into mouth conformation. As you can see, Toby actually has quite a small mouth exterior. Some horses have quite a long mouth, he has quite a short mouth. As we saw before, he's actually got very thick lips. You can see, extremely thick lips, extremely pliable. He is not really hard in the mouth. He likes to play with a bit, but as you can see, quite flexible, doesn't pinch them, likes to play with a bit. Next, we're going to be checking the thickness of his tongue. If I can actually get past, you can actually see his tongue protrudes quite a bit past his teeth. Therefore, he actually has quite a thick tongue. This is obviously breed dependent. Thoroughbreds normally have a thin tongue, but he's a crossbreed, so he actually has quite a thick tongue as well. That would also indicate as how much space or how much lack of space there is inside for a bit. Next, I'm actually going to try and actually just see how much space there is between the roof of the mouth and the tongue. This will indicate as well how much space there is in there for a bit. And I'm going to wait and see if he stops. But as he's doing this, I can actually feel the roof of his mouth immediately. And his tongue is extremely thick actually. The roof of his mouth is extremely fleshy. The palate is extremely fleshy and it's actually quite ridged. If you can see there, I don't know if the camera can get in there, but he's actually got quite a deeply ridged roof of the mouth, the palate. I'm going to try this with my finger because it's a bit longer. But yeah, there is no space in there whatsoever. If he was stopped moving my finger around, there'd be no space in there ever for the bit. This would indicate that the bit mouthpiece would need to be thinner. Even though they say it's a more dramatic or severe bit, it really does depend on the conformation of the mouth. Yes. Yeah. Next, we're just going to try and measure for what the bit will be. So I'm going to put the dialing in between here now, and actually see and try and measure if he stops moving his mouth. Try and measure the bit for the dialing. You normally go up in the measurement. You don't go down in the measurement, so they have space, so it doesn't pinch on their lips. Here's the dialing now. I'm going to try and get it in his mouth, as I would for the bit. This should be interesting. Okay. Okay, boy. Okay, boy. Okay, boy. Okay. Okay. Hey. It's actually a two-man job, eh? Come. Okay. Can you reach inside and just give a pencil? Thank you. This is where the bit would naturally lie, where there's no wrinkles at the corners of his mouth. Just let me quickly do it, Tobes. This is just to measure the width of the bit. Thank you, boy. We can release it now. Thank you. Yeah, good boy. Oh, did it taste funny? So I'm going to get the measuring tool. Obviously there's specialized bit measurements that a bit fitter would use. A bit measurer that a bit fitter would use. But this is what you can use if you're just the layperson or horse owner, just to get an indication of how wide your horse's mouth is. According to this, he's 14.5 centimeters. Almost exactly 14.5 centimeters. And that is basically how you would basically check the conformation of a mouth. See if the mouth is thick or if it's thin compared to the mouth conformation. Again, this would give you an indication of what thickness of bit to use. Also, the bit fitter would say what kind of problems you are having and try and rectify that with the different mouth pieces that you can get, or the cheek pieces I should say. Toby's in an egg buck snaffle because it just lies closer to his mouth, so it doesn't jiggle about in his mouth, and his bit fits almost perfectly to his mouth because, as I said, he likes to play with it. And that's basically how you would check the conformation of the mouth. Thank you very much.